Hey everybody, this is the start of episode 47 and today is January 7th. I was able to, well, my husband didn't wear his hat to work, which I don't think he wears beanies to work. He wears like regular baseball type hats. So here's the purple one done so you can see it. The other thing I didn't tell you guys about, which is one of the points I wanted to show you, I am at the toe of my mom's sock. So I was here when I showed you last. So when I'm doing my decreases around the gusset part of the foot, I used to always write down every row, knit row, decrease row. So K or D every time I finished a row so I could remember if I was knitting straight or decreasing. My newest trick now, because I've gotten better, I can read my knitting better, but I also use a stitch, one of the light bulb stitch markers. It's hard to see what on the purple. I'll show you on a different color. So when I'm on a knit row, it hangs from the bulb part, like the circular bulb part, and when I am on a decrease row, I turn it around like this so I know I'm on a decrease row. So it's the smaller side of the bulb, like meaning like decrease means to go smaller. So I know that I'm decreasing on that round, and then I'll just flip it on the next round for a regular row. Put the board back. Alright, so that was my little trick that I wanted to tell you guys about and I forgot, so yay! It is before school and work, so it's a little crazy. I failed to mention that my name is Aquila, and this is a Lefty Knitter podcast. So, welcome everyone. Today is now the 8th, and podcast. She's hilarious. Do I have kale in my teeth? No, I'm good. Sorry. I used my air fryer to make kale for the first time. I know that was real attractive, wasn't it? I am now finished my sock number 1.
Finished.
Yeah. And I did already cast on the cuff for the second one. So I'm gonna roll right along, get these done, right? So, I didn't weigh how much, but I know these used up a lot of that ball. The other thing that I have been working on is my red moon sweater, and I knew I had to do a few more inches before I started the ribbing, and I finally did try it on after I did a few of those inches. This is by Born and Raised Knits. The picture is in black and white, so it's not the greatest. So there's what it's gonna kind of look like. Kinda. I don't know what I was saying. Had to cut some stuff out. So the picture of the red moon sweater on the front is not what the directions are for at all. It's not a short sleeve. It has color work at the bottom, although I'm not doing that version. I'm doing more of this version anyway. So I cast on for a size 3, which is a I hadn't worked on this. I cast it on at Rhinebeck. Yeah. Size 3 is, I don't know what size it is. Whatever. 36-inch bust.
Yeah. 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 36-inch bust. I'm a lucky man.
Well, that's getting cut out.
Did you come in here to say something about David Bowie's birthday?
Oh yes, happy birthday, David Bowie.
In 2 days we'll be
celebrating his death.
Yeah.
5 years or something. No, it's not been that long. 3? I don't know. 3 years.
3. Final answer. Final answer.
So this is more of what it's supposed to look like, but you can barely see because it's a black and white picture, but there's color work down at the bottom. The sleeves are long. The yoke looks a lot smaller than the first picture because it's like falling off her shoulders in the first picture. Yeah. So I talked about this, I think, in an episode prior to this. I am using stash yarn because it's what I have. It's all Knit Picks. The top one is Knit Picks Gloss with the Knit Picks Bear. And the bottom one is a Knit Picks Hand Painted, which is, you know, striping and pulling, which is fine. This white lifeline will come out. This is where I started switching the two and was alternating rows. And I did it all the way down to here. And that'll come out. So there's like 6 charts for these moons that are going across, the larger moons. So that's what all these tags are. Because I couldn't keep track on which moon I was on. There was no way. It wasn't happening. I now have this much left. I've done some ribbing on the bottom. I have about 2 more rows of ribbing, maybe 1 more row, and then a bind off. And then I got to pick up my sleeve stitches. And I'm going to knit for a row or 2 with this one, then alternate between these 2, and then ultimately the last couple rows will be in that color. Not sure if I should have recorded right now, being that it's like crazy and stressful and whatnot. But I wanted to show you guys because that's where I was, and I am pretty excited that this is gonna be finally finished. I tried it on, and because it's all superwash, I know it's gonna grow a little bit. I have gained a few pounds lately, so it's a little tight in the belly area, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm not ripping this out. I'm not re-knitting a larger size. I do not plan to be a few pounds heavier. I am working towards losing a few pounds. There we go. Also, I didn't mention, I'm wearing, this is Flax Light. And this is a dragonfly fiber set that I bought called Starry Night. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. This is a color at the bottom. It's hard. There you go. You can see it now. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 6. I paired it with just a plain black, and I did not do the texture all the way down. This panel of garter is supposed to go all the way down your sleeve. I made it come to a point, which you can barely see right here, because I didn't want it going all the way down my sleeve. Yeah, I love this sweater. I love the fit of this sweater, and I think I will be casting on more Flax light sweaters because I have so many single skeins of fingering weight yarn, and I might throw in from their Strange Brew book just some color work and just go with it. Hey everybody, it is now January 10th. I'm still working on the same 2 projects. I'll show you the progress though, because that was what we intended to do here, right? To show you the progress. So, here is socks for my mama. When I showed you this last, I was almost on the cuff. So I've done like 50 rows. I have like 20 more to go before I put in the heel. So these I make really quick progress. I think I timed myself. I can do 1 row every 2 minutes. So in half an hour I can do like 15 rows. So that's pretty good. I think that's not terrible. So double that in a 1-hour show. My phone isn't focusing. I can do, you know, 30 rows. That's a lot. I feel like that's a lot. Anyway. Alright, shove these back in here. Also, I showed you the Red Moon sweater. I have now made a mess. I have now finished my ribbing. Now, in the original pattern, she calls just to do 2 purl rows and it kind of curls up and does that thing, and I didn't want that. I have picked up for the sleeves on this side. I am now alternating rows. I did more than I said. I think I was going to do 2 rows in the solid green. I did like 6, I believe.
Then I started alternating, and I'm about 6 rows into alternating, so I need to do 4 more alternating rows, and then I'll finish the rest of the sleeve off from this. I split what I had left in half evenly, so I knew I would have enough for each sleeve. Now on the sleeves, I think I am going to bind off without doing ribbing on it and just let it curl and have it have that look to it. I don't mind that so much on the sleeve. I don't want it to roll around the belly area. That's not what I'm going for at all. And then in the last clip, I need to make a correction. It has been 4 years since David Bowie's death. So this is the 4th anniversary, and today is the actual anniversary of his death. And I follow this designer called Lotta Lundin or Lundin. I'm not sure. I'll show you. It's spelled, last name is spelled Lundin. I could find her Instagram account. I know I follow her on Instagram also. I think her Instagram account is called Knitting Lotta. Knitting_Lotta. Lotta. From Sweden. She does color work projects, patterns, mostly mittens, and they are amazing. I fell in love with this pattern when I saw it, and I have to make it. And it's even more appropriate that it's the, sorry, it's not focusing and I'm getting the ring light. That is the tops, so the tops of your mitts, and then this with the lightning bolt is on the bottom, and I need to make these. Now the pattern calls for a fingering weight yarn, and I almost want to make these into socks instead of mittens because I would wear them more than I would wear mitts. So I really need to buy the pattern yet, look at the charts to see how easy it would be to convert to socks. So I need to do that. Maybe I have it, I don't know. I think I had a weird setting going on. So I've pulled out a bunch of scrap yarn, and I'm going through all my scrap yarn to try to figure out what I want to use. Maybe you guys, since I'll be posting this probably before I cast it on, maybe in the comments below you can tell me what works, what you think would work. The pattern calls for between 153 and 175 yards. I feel like that's light because there's only 13 projects. Not all of them are completed. Not all of them have the details. So some of them say they're using over 200 and some yards. It's not very accurate to me, so I am very confused on the yardage amount that I should have available for each color. Yeah. This one says they used 182 and 167. That's a sport weight though, so I shouldn't go from that. Let's look at another one. So that was 349 yards total. That is a lot. That is a lot. I feel like that's way more. So let's see. They used this project page used. They didn't say exactly how many yards they used. They used fingering weight. Oh yeah, they did. 144 and 200. So that's 344 yards. See, and that's where I'm like freaking out about how much I should use for my stash. So, my cat is playing with a toy. It's like the ball in the little tunnel that goes around and around. So I apologize if you're hearing that. Again, drinking my, I love this, the sequin gel. All right, let me show you some of the color choices I have. You got to remember, it's David Bowie, it's Ziggy Stardust, it's, it's got to be appropriate for David Bowie. Okay, so my first thought was I really wanted to use this really beautiful red orange color, because if you've seen which video is it? Why can't I think? That's really terrible. I watched it today because I watched a bunch of David Bowie videos. He has, the crazy red orange hair. So I thought this could be the the black. This would be the main color, right? So, not the main color. Well, be the contrast color, because this is what the design would be in. But I don't know what to contrast. I feel like I've taken pictures with some of these yarns, and I don't know. I don't know if I want a darker background with this, because then I was thinking I could use the hand-dyed yarn from John. This purple with this orange. And I thought that looked really great together. What I'm worried about, of course, is running out of yarn. So I would probably, there's like a hair, do the cuff and maybe this. This is a speckled yarn, Lolo Did It yarn, and it was like Hippo for Mom. I think this would be kind of cool looking, just as the cuff. Then the background would be this, and the design of David Bowie would it be in the orange. I don't think I want to reverse it. I don't think I want orange mitts with, although I think it would be better if the background was light and whatnot. That's where I'm having so many issues. I also have this. Now I could totally do the white mitts with the orange Bowie, and I think that would be cool. And I would probably still throw in a purple for the cuff, or even maybe this cool purple for the cuff, just so I know I have enough yarn. Because the cuff looks like it takes up a lot. It takes up a lot of yarn if you look at how big. I mean, the cuff's not giant, but that's a decent cuff. That's at least 20 rows of cuff. So I think I would definitely cast on with another color for the cuff, and then, oh, I lost the picture. Apologies. I love them. I think it looks really great though with a white background and a colored portrait. Some of my other colors were the pickle juice I have from Knit Picks. I have that navy that I was using in my mom's socks. But I don't have a lot of light colors. That's my issue. I have this yellow, but I don't have a lot of this either. But this would, I mean, that would be cool, but it wouldn't be a big enough contrast, I don't think. And I've already made a hat out of these colors. And I know it contrasts well, but I don't know if I want another project with those two colors. I also have this purple from Knit Picks. It's like more purple than the naturally dyed purple that John did. I don't know. Would that be crazy? It'd be kind of cool. I would actually really dig it. It's kind of weird color. It looks a little weird. And then I do have some plain black with lots of fuzz all over it apparently. But see, our Orioles are black and orange, and I just don't think black and orange is the way I want to go with this. I think if I do it, there's a project on here. Let me find it. It was the only project that used different colors. Now, of course, I would love to put that picture on, but I don't know where they got that picture, probably from another pattern. See that combination down there? It's like the white and the aqua. I think that's kind of where this would look really cool. And my husband was like, though, white gloves? And I'm like, who cares? If they're gonna get dirty, they're gonna get dirty. So, I don't know. I think the way that I'll put it right in the middle of the ring light. Look at that. I think it looks kind of cool with the white background and like not black. So, I don't know. It is now Saturday, January 11th. I still have no clue what colors I'm picking for, here's better light today during the day, for those gloves. Remember I showed you how to make those gloves, Hayes? She's sitting there playing with kinetic sand. And I really liked these two together. I think it's good contrast. But I don't know. So I did cast on something though last night because I promised a coworker I would make one of these for her, and I haven't done it yet. So it's kind of been on my mind, and I was like, I really just need to kind of get this done, started and done, you know, type of thing. It's a quick project. It is the Hatdana, and it's by Denise Bayron. I am using, so the person I'm making it for loves purple. And I am using Red Heart Super Saver. Yes, I know it's Red Heart Super Saver. I didn't have any purple yarn in my stash that I would have enough for. That was it calls for a worsted weight. I know this is more of an Aran weight, but it's gonna work. I did start it, and here's the start of it.
I see it.
You see it? Do you like the purple?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I like the green one. The neon
Ooh, you like this color?
Yeah.
That's called pickle juice. Is that pretty appropriate? Yeah. So that's the start of the Hatdana. And then also when I was going through my yarn yesterday, I remember ordering this because I really loved it. So this is KnittyAndColor. And this is one of her Halloween colorways called Witch Club. And this is a DK weight. Now it's going to like kind of micro stripe or pool with this big chunk of black at the one end of the skein. And I thought it would be really cool as a hat. And I did find, and I think this was a DK weight. I made this hat. It was. I made this hat for somebody else. I can't remember. This is the Open Skies hat by Mina Phillip. So I think I'm going to use this. I really want a new hat, even though I hate wearing hats right now with my short hair. But this was intended to be a hat, so I want to make it into a hat, because even if I don't wear it much this winter, I'll wear it next winter. And I love it. I think these bright neons are super fun. So that's going to be the end of the episode, and maybe I'll throw in some footage. We're going on a hike today. We are going to the Legacy Bear Adventure Trail, I think is what it's called. I might have some of those words mixed up. But it's property that's owned by an art school, and they made it a very fun walking trail or riding bikes or whatever, hiking trail for families. So there's all kinds of little activities through the whole trail, and there's painted rocks, and there's like things to do, and fairy houses, and so I'll probably maybe pop that in at the end. Yeah, babe.
Can we do paint rocks?
Can we paint rocks? Not today. Maybe today. Maybe we'll do that later.
No, when we are at the hike.
No, you don't paint them at the hike. You paint them and you take them with you, but we don't have time for that today.
Can you do some
So maybe next time?
No, I want to do it today, some crafts.
It's not happening today. Okay.
Why?
I need you to continue being quiet for me, little mousy mouse. Okay? Thank you.
I'm making cheese.
So I'll pop in some video maybe after I end this. So yeah, hopefully I'll have my sweater done. I'm super excited. I am halfway through the alternating rows, and I could probably have that done this weekend if I really just put my mind to it. We have our hometown team, football team is playing tonight for playoffs, so we'll be probably in front of the television watching that. And yeah, I'll probably be knitting because that one will be asleep. So, all right, until the next episode, see ya.